you. For more information, go to ruthmedlin.com.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Letty Pingatori focuses on the unique needs of each client. Call Letty if you need
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. We are over here at the studio. Guys, my final guest for today. It cost me an arm and a leg to get him here today because, like I said, he's had 4 interviews this week because he's so involved in the community. My good friend Justin Kamimoto, how are you today?
Good, thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for being here. So, I want to start with Fresno Meals because you see that name everywhere. You were the first nonprofit I was actually introduced to in Fresno when I started getting so involved. Not only do you see the name everywhere, whenever I have conversations about nonprofits with certain people in the community, your name always comes up. So, Justin, tell us a little bit about Fresno Meals. What is it?
That's awesome to hear. So Fresno's Meal is actually an acronym, and it stands for Meals Engaging All Lives.
Okay.
And it's pretty much a grassroots program to feeding homeless individuals in downtown Fresno.
So no S, just meal. I'm sorry about that.
Meal, yeah.
Okay. So downtown Fresno.
Mm-hmm. So what we do is we gather community members, volunteers together in one central location. We cook meals, we package them, and each meal comes personalized in like a neat meal bag. And then we literally walk around the streets and give them out.
No way. So what is the credential for getting a meal? Like, you just be sitting on the side of the road? What if I was just waiting at the train station and you guys were?
We ask anybody.
Really?
So we have 2 locations that we go to. One is the Courthouse Park off Van Ness, and then we go to G Street in Ventura. Our goal is really just to walk around and ask if you'd like a meal.
What's the typical, say you walk around downtown for the day, how many meals do you give out one day?
So every month so far we've given out 100 minimum a month. And this past weekend we actually upped it because of great community support. Now we're doing 200 every single month.
Super cool. And how did you get that extra community support? What do you think happened? Did you have an extra donor? Did you have an event?
Good partners.
Good partners.
We've worked with people like the Painted Table, which is just down the street here from the studio. They donate a lot of our food.
Awesome.
And community members are just stepping up to donate things like water bottles, non-perishable snacks, and places like EECU are encouraging their people and employees to really give back too.
Interesting. That's good to hear because I have a meeting with the EECU this week.
Perfect.
So I actually, hopefully they're watching this episode because I emailed them earlier.
Good.
And told them they better tune in today. So that's really cool. And you guys also do blankets, I hear, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do blankets?
We're launching a whole blanket drive for our 2nd year. And
so you're launching it. Have you done it yet?
We've done it before last year, yeah.
Okay.
So while we're turning 2 years in November, we've done this idea already a year in the past.
And obviously you need food more than you need, warmth. You need both of them when it comes down to it. But what do you see better? I guess what do you see more results out of or more feedback?
It's a little bit of both. Fresno's that unique town where it gets cold in the oddest times. So, I mean, the comfort of having a nice warm blanket is always great because then they can take
cold
it
for
with
2
them.
years and then all of a sudden you get this like super cold day.
But I mean, blankets are so versatile that they can use it to sleep on, use it to keep them warm. But food in general, everything that we make is home cooked, locally grown, and we don't use anything from cans or preservative foods. I mean, everything is fresh, amazing, delicious.
See, that's why I wanted to have this guy on today. Here we go. So Fresno has a lot of poverty, a lot of bad problems. The whole Central Valley does. It's a stupid question to ask. Why do you think that? I mean, there's various reasons that, I guess add to it. Now I know you've been involved in meetings dealing with the poverty problem here. You guys called them the War Against Poverty, and it's meetings of you and local Central Valley figures and other foundations. You guys are just brainstorming, meeting. Are you devising a plan? What's your goal?
So that war on poverty is really something that the city of Fresno is trying to really push. Me and the team that I work with are really kind of looking back at it on the grassroots level. Okay. So instead of making the assumption of what we think homeless individuals need, while we're giving out meals, we're actually asking them, what do you need? Are you looking for certain housing? Are you looking for certain resources? Because, I mean, there's a huge misconception of homeless individuals as a whole.
Yeah, I would completely agree with you. Awesome. Education. Always talking about school in here. Does education have to do with that?
In terms of?
In terms of, I guess, our poverty levels, because we have 14% of people here have a college degree versus 28% statewide. We have actually the largest growing population in California, but the slowest growing economy. It could do with, it could have to do with migrants and all that kind of stuff. But what do you think we can do to fix that? You know, I mean, this is something you obviously talk about it all the time. There's not one answer. Where are you guys at right now as far as the plan?
I think education is important in general about what's happening locally here in the community, whether it's in a farming background or a food base. But I think everybody learns education in a certain way. So what we're learning from these homeless individuals on the streets is that they have these amazing street smarts that a lot of people who may be going to college every single day don't have. And they're really passing those along, and they're building their own tight-knit community that really looks out for each other.
I was having this conversation with somebody the other day about there's so much, you don't really learn a lot about business. And I was actually talking to Mike about this, the guy that runs the show. You don't learn street smarts or life smarts or even like how to manage your money or budget, you know, in education. I think that's something we definitely need to add. A little Fresno meal educational program, you know.
Yeah.
I also want to add a program. Tell me what you think about this, and I think you're the perfect person to ask this question. So me and my business partner, he runs a nonprofit called Right at Home, and what they are is they're an art-based, creativity-based nonprofit. They provide creative experiences to schools of all types, but especially schools that don't have the funds or that might not have the funds for it. And what we want to do is start a program, whether it be, you know, we haven't gotten this far, but a school, a program, a foundation. And what you do is you take interns and students at a certain age and you have them just shadow you all the time, and you build these leaders that are smart in business, that are street smart, but they have that compassion. They are involved in nonprofits, and you almost let them design the nonprofit or how their business is funded and what it funds themselves, so they have that personal passion into it. Do you think that's possible?
It's an amazing idea. I mean, that's how Fresno's Meal started. It started as a small idea that I had, and then it slowly transpired into something an idea that other people had, and then it grew and grew and grew. But the fact that cultivating young people and getting them involved in the discussion and having them shadow people who are already doing amazing things, it's like a brilliant plan.
It's human nature, I think, to want to help out humanity, especially when you see suffering. So I guess you're giving them that missing link of providing the platform for them. So you said Fresno's Meals kind of started like that. You guys have been around for how long?
Next month is going to be 2 years.
So
I mean, this was just a crazy idea that I brought to my family, and we started this in my family's kitchen and slowly grew it out of there.
Wow.
But I mean,
they love that.
It was an interesting thing to invite strangers that we've never met before into our house to be there to cook and do all those things.
That's super cool. Do you have any other plans for another nonprofit?
In the future. There's always like a good next idea coming.
Are you going to give us a hint or anything like that?
Nothing right now. Nothing set in stone.
I don't blame you. You got to keep those $1 million ideas to yourself. So another thing I'm really into, and I want to hear your take on this as well. You know, along with this foundation or this school, you know, program, this training thing that we want to start, we also want to start almost an industry, or I guess, I don't know if you'd call it a new kind of economy, but if you created business, you found people like us that really didn't need to drive our Lamborghini around and all that kind of stuff. We need to be comfortable, of course, and buy some nice clothes, but you don't need to be making a whole bunch of money, but we're good businessmen, I think. You know, we're smart in our tactics. We're knowledgeable people. Now, what if we could create all these businesses on a big scale and have them all, you know, fund something else, whether one was poverty, one was food, one was education systems, and you kind of use those kids that you're training for, or that you're training to run those, because you can't change the economy just like that, but you, I guess, can use it to solve the current problems that we have. Can you expand on that for me? How would you go about that? I'm almost asking for your advice, because this is why I started this media platform, was to be able to motivate people to get up and move, to do something. It's not to, oh, I hear all this cool advice on TV, but I'm just going to let it go in one ear and out the other. I want you to get up and move and inspire to inspire. So how do you think that we can, you know, start these businesses like that? How do you think we can start funding at least one to fund other ones? Funding's the hardest part to find, I think.
I think opportunity in general is amazing, and like every other guest has said, it's like networking and being out there and meeting people. Because I mean, there are like-minded people, especially here in Fresno, that in Fresno there's such an opportunity to grow any sort of business or idea or organization that you want here, because not a lot of platforms have been created. But then incorporating like the young minds with the old minds, and incorporating a little bit of bias in between both of those. I mean, some people are just looking for that opportunity and that platform to really excel to the next level on something. And then to create something that identifies and then supports something else is how community works. And I think Fresno is a great platform for something like that.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so in honor of my business partner, Chase Carter, I wanted to ask you, we would love for you to work with one of our events. So next month we're going to be doing another creative event at a school where we do a mural. We have a musical performance for the kid. We speak to them, just give them some inspirational words. We let them be rebellious for the day, slap some paint on the wall, have
some fun.
Get out. That's what it's all about. When I was in school, I could not sit still for the life of me, but I'm a smart kid. I can retain anything. So I don't think it was me that was the entire problem. Of course, everyone has to sit down. Teachers will tell you, kids, sit down, shut up, everyone be quiet, right? And it's so easy for an hour, but what happens when they have to sit in a school board meeting for an hour? They're going to be having a blast, aren't they? They're not going to want to get up at all, huh?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to work with us in an event? What I want to do is have the kids actually help you prepare all the meals to give out, so it has that personal touch with the kids. What do you think about that?
Definitely.
And what would that take to fund?
Just support.
Support?
Mm-hmm.
We can't make food come out of nowhere. We got to pay for it somehow.
Food comes out with great partnerships.
We have the kids. They're all involved in agriculture. The school's right across from a huge grape field, so we really want to get them involved in almost growing their own stuff too, and be able to, work with Fresno Meals. So
yeah,
I'm really happy that you came on the show today. I got some great ideas, some great advice from you. So definitely look forward to working with another event. For those of our viewers that want to help out Fresno Meal, it's a great program. Very inexpensive to fund too. I promise you that per dollar, Justin will take very good care of you. So how can we donate?
So you can go to our website, which is fresnosmeal.com, or you can come to one of our meal events. We do them on the second Sunday of every single month. We make some adjustments depending on if there's a holiday. We like to do it before the holidays because we know there are other resources.
Okay.
But definitely just come on by and see what we do. It's a lot different than what people imagine it is.
2 more questions. I'll make it super quick. Number one, if someone wants to donate or if someone wants to help, what's going to make a bigger difference? So let's say I have an hour to give you $20 or an hour to work. Which is going to make a bigger difference for you?
Come work.
Come work. That's what we want to hear. Because even if you're struggling a little bit, it still is going to give you some happiness to come out and help. And my last question is almost done. Justin, what can we do to not only make the Central Valley a better place to live, but a healthier place?
Be proud to live here.
Be proud to live here. I actually really agree with that because a lot of people are so apprehensive to get out of here, right? What happens when you get to LA, San Francisco, Bay Area? It's impossible to find a job. There is absolutely tons of traffic. People are not nearly as nice as they are in the Central Valley in Fresno.
No, they're not.
And we don't have a California health and fitness show based out of San Diego or LA, right?
True.
You guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I want to run over real quick. We had Austin Areola. We had Kathy McGinney and, Matheny. I'm sorry, Kathy Matheny, TH. And we had our good friend Justin Kamimoto. Give me a couple minutes to upload all this to YouTube. Internet takes a little bit, but as soon as that's all done, you guys can check them out and watch it over and 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 over again. Okay, you guys? Thank you so much for joining California Health and Fitness today. My name was Zach Browning. We'll see you next week.
For all your life insurance needs, Central Valley Talk recommends our good friend Clint Cartridge. Give Clint a call at 559-478-0425.
Get a gray water recycling system for only $3,595. That's a 10% discount available only through Central Valley Talk. Reserve yours now for only $150. Your deposit is refundable and applies towards your purchase. Easy financing available through the California First program at californiafirst.org. Save more water and call now. 1-800-604-6848.
Make your moments more memorable with delectable treats from Frosted Cakery, located at 1292 North Washon in Fresno, California.
Certifying foster homes for placement of children suffering from abuse, neglect, and abandonment. To help, contact Lisa Caceres with Angels of Grace at 559-268-0000.
Flowers and more. Bulletin Marks in Fresno. Call 440-0920 or visit thefresnoflorist.com.
Before you buy or sell your home, be sure to call Team Majors.
Hi, I'm Christine Majors, and I've helped hundreds of families move into their first homes, and now's the time to buy.
But what about my credit, Christy?
Any FICO score can be helped with a little bit of time and a little direction.
And what about down payment?
There are down payment assistance programs available to most buyers out there.
And remember, if you're paying $1,000 rent, you could be living here.
Before you make a major home purchase, call Team Majors at 464-5606.
CentralValleyTalk.com